Hello everybody and welcome back. I'm Charlie the Wrench, and today we're going to be doing a window regulator on a 2003 Monte Carlo SS. Roughly 3 days ago I got a call from my mother. She's the owner of the car, and while she was uptown she went to go put the window down. The window suddenly fell. She could hear a clicking noise and could hear something smacking the bottom of the door. Kind of a telltale for the window regulator bad. It took a few days to get the part in, which is kind of surprising, but I'm going to go through and show you kind of some of the telltale signs that a window regulator has failed and how to replace it on this '03 Monte Carlo. Okay, so real quick, I just want to show you an example of what you're going to see and what you're going to hear when a window regulator fails. Notice that the window is roughly 3 inches from its sealed up position. Now I'm going to hit the switch and I want you to listen. Hopefully the camera picks up the sound. Now I'm not sure if that picked up yet until I do the editing, but you can hear the motor turning, you can hear a rattle, a clunking. When it does fail, you might hear a pop, you may hear a spring sound. All several good indicators that the regulator itself has failed. And now I'm going to remove the door panel. I'm going to show you the inside. Hopefully I can show you exactly what component or what part of the regulator and motor assembly failed. Alright, so first things first. Right here above the door handle, you have a Phillips head screw that you have to remove. This is number 2 Phillips. And then down here you have 2 Torx bits, which appear to be a T25. We're going to remove all 3 of these screws first to remove the door panel. These are a T27. And my batteries are almost dead in my little drill driver. So now you should be able to remove this cover like so. We don't have, well, maybe we do. We have a, let me see if I can get you zoomed in here. So right here on the back of this little panel, we've got the, this is the door lock switch, and this should be, now why would you put it on the side you can't get to? So the release for the lock is on a side that you can't even reach. So on the sides here, right here, there's 2 little tabs that lock the switch in place. I'm just going to remove the whole switch. Be very careful if you're doing it this way. You don't want to break this housing. And now I can show you that the release for this switch is against the housing. This makes no sense whatsoever why they would do that. Now let's see, I may or may not need to remove this. It feels pretty loose actually. Maybe able to, you know what, we need to add right here. Looks like we have another number 2 Phillips that we've got to remove. I don't feel any along the bottom. So we should be able to just pop the panel off at this point. Now once you get the corner popped away, you should be able to run your hand along the bottom and free up the rest of the clips. And then the door panel should just slide up slightly and out. Now at this point, you've got to unhook your switches. And I'm not sure if I can get you a good visual here. And again, it looks like the releases for these switches is against the panel. Okay, well there's that part. Sorry, I know you can't see a whole lot. That one does not want to come out. Let's see. You know, I think our best bet is going to be to remove this bracket on the back. Let me see if I can get you a little shot real quick. Bear with me. So this is what I'm dealing with, and of course this one just popped right out. Now this one right here, this is one I'm having trouble with, and sorry, I'm trying to hold a tripod and everything at one time, so I do apologize. Wow, I can't believe this is being that difficult. Ah, there we go. Alright, so what I ended up doing is this tab here. Get you a little better shot. So this tab right here, I'm not sure if you can see that with the light. Sorry, the sun's going down, but anyways, I was able to press this tab and get it to release. This was facing toward the rear of the door. Anyways, so now this is what you have. We can see somebody's obviously been here before from the duct tape. We're going to remove this clear protective layer. And on this one, it looks like I'm going to want to remove it past our switches. Let's say to right there. Yeah, that should be good. Nice piece of styrofoam. Now that's out. Now I can feel the cable here that's broken. Yeah, so if you can see, I shouldn't be able to move this back this far. So this is where the outer sheath has broken off the cable. It looks like a couple 10 millimeters. And we'll be able to get this off of here. Yeah, it doesn't look that bad. Now, what I'm going to do is take a piece of cardboard and I'm going to wedge it here in between the window and this little weather stripping to hold the window in place. Alright, so ideally you would want to take some, I found blue painter's tape works very well, and once you release the window from the regulator, on this one it looks like two 10 millimeter screws. Bring the window all the way up, get it out of the way, take some blue painter's tape, go from the top side of the window and go across. Let's see here, bring it all the way up and go across and tape both sides. Now this car has got the rain guards, the vent shades, so I can't really tape to that. I probably could, but I don't want to have to clean it up, so I'm just going to take a piece of cardboard and fold it in half and just kind of make a little wedge to hold it in place. But first, I think I'm going to go ahead and free it from this regulator. Now I can slide this all the way down. And there's a hole right here that I can get a socket and extension through to access the bolt. So here you might be able to see that there's a bolt here, and this holds the window to the regulator. And then over here in this hole you can go through and access the other 10 millimeter bolt. So I'm going to go grab a socket and extension. Be right back. Alright. So, pretty sure this is a 10 millimeter. Sorry about that. I got to get used to the viewfinder on this camera being backwards for the way I want it to go. Now that's loose. Still not 100% free. Oh yeah, now it's free. Oh, I knew better than to set it on the seat. Yeah, set all your screws in the floorboard, because if you set them on the seat, they'll roll away on you. And I'm going to be honest with you folks, I never use a cordless ratchet or an impact on these. And it may be stupid on my part, but I'm paranoid about breaking the glass. Now let's see if this is going to hold this glass up. And you can take the glass all the way out. There we go. I think that's going to hold just fine. Now we got to remove the regulator. 10 millimeter on our extension. Let's go ahead and get the regulator loose. Come on, can I get in there behind you? I know in a lot of these, they're riveted in. And that's when I really get paranoid, because the quickest way to release those, since there's no bolts, is just a rivet, is to take a punch, go in the center of the rivet, smack it with a hammer, center pops right out, and you're done. However, that does take a little experienced hands, because like I said, I'm always paranoid I'm going to break one of these windows. And you never know, today may be the day, but I hope not. 4 10 millimeter screws. And the regulator, as you can see, is now free. Now we've got 3 in the motor here. Now on this last one, we'll go ahead and break it loose. Right before it's all the way out, I like to take my hand and just grab hold of the motor. That way it doesn't fall. Like I said, I'm always paranoid about this glass breaking, and we don't want it to fall, or cardboard slip, the window fall, breaks, and now we're liable. Now, actually, on this one, let's see if I can zoom in and get you a little better shot. So, oh, you really can't see because of this crap. So on this, once you break it loose, you can actually lift up and pull the motor out. Now I'm going to go ahead and get this bolt out of here. See what I did there? I zoomed in and forgot I was zoomed in. So anyways, I'm going to remove this bolt, because I believe I'm going to need it on the new one. And then we've got the plug for the motor, which I can fish out right here. Press this tab. Give a heave and a hoe, and there it goes. And there you have a window motor and regulator. And if we look real quick, we can see that this is where it's actually failed. Looks like the cable has come unwound from the motor. You can see right here, piece of the cable. So this should be in this groove here, but it's not. So that's what's failed. Looks like the end of it's broke off, or not, I don't know. Well, that one just comes right out, but so that's what's happened. And there's no sense in trying to take this apart and rewind it to use it one time and it break again. Let's go get a new one. So here's our new one. And I want to share with you real quick about this. So it looks a little different. So obviously there's been some design changes. I assume that they've noticed they've had some problems, and so it's changed a little bit, I guess, to prevent these problems, because these ends here are slightly different, and they're actually pressed in a lot farther. I guess when that cable popped, they may have popped out some, but they're pretty loose. I mean, who knows? It kind of looks a little different up here. But so we do have new bolts to hold the motor in place and four for the regulator. And they were nice enough to send us some new clips. These little clips break all the time, and that was awesome. If you're doing this yourself on your Monte Carlo, this is a Dorman part, 741-810 is the part number. Let me see if I can get that on the screen for you. There you go. That's it. And it's got everything we need. That's nice of them. Throw in some extra little window clips, or some door panel clips. That's awesome. So now we're going to remove all these bolts. Make sure they're all loose. That didn't feel good. That didn't feel good at all. Wow, talk about crap. So as soon as I went to release that, the welds broke on the freaking nut. Jeez. And here I was just saying something good about Dorman, and they do me like that. Well, I don't think it's going to be a critical failure, but it is going to be a pain in the butt now. Yeah, I've got to get a wrench just to get that off. Let's see. Alright, so after a moment with the good old Nipex pliers, it's free now. But I should not have had to have done that. I've got a little MIG welder where I could weld that thing back on, but I'm gonna be honest with you, it's just a nut. I'm just gonna hold it while it goes in place, and then it's done. I mean, once it's holding it, it's not a big deal. It does kind of speak to the quality control of the Dorman parts though. So now those four are out. Wow, they're all tight. You don't want to look at me. So now I'm removing the 3 bolts from the motor. You know, the more I think about that thing breaking, the more it irritates me. Because this part was, it was over $100. I mean, you would think for $100 you'd get a little better quality. Now, thankfully I didn't pay attention when I was taking the old one out. I'm pretty sure that goes in like so. That looks right. Well, my camera skills are just horrible. So anyways, like so. Lay the regulator down. Slide the motor over into place. Hope it fits. Hope they gave me the right one actually. It looks to be right. It sure doesn't look like it fits. That side definitely goes against the window. That motor's not going to work. I bet they gave me the wrong one. Let's see. Let's compare. No, it looks right. I think I'm just being an idiot. That looks a little better. Let's try that. Maybe you gotta flip it and flop it around until it fits. Now, the downside is the plug on this thing is gonna be a nightmare to get to. Unfortunately, I can't show you right now what I'm doing. I'll be honest with you, don't feel bad that you can't see, because I can't even see it. Now, let's go ahead and get the motor in place. Let's see, can you see here what's going on? There you go. So we got our 3 bolts for our motor. And you torque those to factory spec. Which in my case is when your wrist pops. It's kind of like an old click type torque wrench. Whenever my wrist pops, I know it's good to go. And now we're going to get the bolts for the regulator. And all of these have the little slots where you could technically install the bolt, put it in, and then slide it right into place and just snug it down. But I've had a few of those where I've tried that and they got caught. And then of course you say some choice words trying to get it out and restart the bolt. It's just easier like this. Yep. I haven't done this one yet. That's the one that the nut broke off of. Not entirely sure I can get my pliers back there to hold it, but we'll see what happens. Guess that's what I get for saying something good about them. Yep, that's all I got with my fingers there. Let's see if the Nip-X will fit. Yeah, right. Alright, I'm going to grab a couple wrenches. You know, if I'd have known what I was doing, I would have checked the size of that nut before I put it in there. I don't claim to be a professional, folks. I'm just a paid amateur. Feels like that'll hold. Feels like it's holding. Yeah, folks, so when your Dorman 741-810 regulator fails and the nut pops off, get you a 12mm wrench, open in, save the day. Alright, so now at this point we want to remove the cardboard, and what we're going to do is we're going to let the one to slide down to right here and try to get these nuts in there. Be very, very careful here, because we're not out of the woods yet. We can still have a very bad day. Make sure you pull those switches out. The window gets caught on them. Ah, there we go. Now, that was these two short ones. Definitely remember that. Let's see. This is the ones that hold the window. Oh, crap. And the longer one is the one that goes in the regulator. You don't want to mix those up. And you tighten until the window cracks. I'm just kidding, folks. Really, don't, please don't do that. Oh, crap. I guess the switch is plugged up. Oh, hold on just a minute, folks. So all I did there was just power on the car, lower the window where I could use this little access hole down here. And when you do that, keep pressure on the front of the window, because you don't want the regulator to pull the window down sideways and crack. And there you go. All the way up. I guess you want to look at the window. And there you have it. A 2003 Monte Carlo SS high performance model window regulator. And a out-the-box failure from Dorman. So now at this point, we're going to put everything back together, which is exact reverse, taking it apart. And that's it. So yeah, that's pretty much it, folks. Thanks for watching. Hopefully if you're doing a window regulator in an 03 Monte Carlo, this video helps you. If not, maybe you get a couple laughs at my expense, which is okay too. Don't forget, check me out on Instagram, Facebook. You can type at Charlie the Wrench and find me on either one of those. Give me a like, comments. Those are greatly appreciated. And if you're not subscribed to the channel, click that subscribe button and don't forget to hit the bell. Hopefully I can bring you some more quality repair videos and some quality humor. That's been fun, guys. Thanks for watching. Notice the window is roughly 3 inches from the up position. Okay, so real quick, I just want to show you what you're going to see, what you're going to hear when a window